if things get really bad, we can sustain for at most half a year.
The ongoing COVID-19 situation has affected every business in one way or the other. And this is especially true for non-governmental organizations. As NGOs inherently rely on donations and volunteers, what happens when those resources are suddenly cut amidst the global pandemic?
I spoke with 2 NGOs to find out.
Established in 1996, HCSA Community Services offers a variety of programs to empower ex-offenders, single parents, and abused teenage girls. On top of providing a support system through counselling, they also run a culinary training centre that equips these vulnerable groups with skills to re-enter the workforce. In spite of the circuit breaker, HCSA has been able to keep some of their programs running by leveraging on video calls, and can rely on government assistance as well.
One particular one, the whole service is about befriending and volunteering. That is SPIN, single parents informed are included. But the volunteers actually continues the service, but not in person, but through telecommunication. And in fact, I was told that during this season, volunteers are actually much more active than before during circuit breaker. I suppose this is because maybe the volunteers are all having to maybe work from home, so they have probably more controlled time to meet up with our beneficiaries through videos like this. We are a member of NGOs, that's National Council of Social Services, and as a member, we actually receive a lot of support. And so they also have the very open communication channel in which we can contact them when we have needs of anything, not just financial or donation in kind, but any support that we need. But we, of course, also do some getting a connection with other people as well, our donors, our assisting donors, try to expand our donors and sponsor, because we don't know how far and how long this will go on. So we need to continue to, in all areas, we need to reach out to get our needs known to all.
While NGOs like HCSA are managing to stay afloat, others like animal welfare group SOSD are fighting a much tougher battle. Rescuing, rehoming, and sterilizing stray dogs is challenging enough on its own, and the circuit breaker measures have only made things harder.
We have been affected by the COVID-19 in many, many ways. We are primarily run by volunteers, so you can imagine that a lot of things are not happening. A lot of arms of our operations, such as the shelter to walk the dogs and to take care of the dogs, that cannot go on. Our rehoming services cannot go on, and also all our outreach activities are affected. Even before COVID-19 struck last year, we were already having problems with cash flow. We had zero surplus, so just nice to make ends meet. And this year, the first 3 months already, our donations, one-time donations have dropped by 40%. And we really think that it's going to get worse. So if it persists, if the money does not come in, it can be an unfortunate eventuality that we'll have to close. Because we have so many dogs under our care, we're talking about hundreds of dogs, right? So yes, if the organization closed, then there's nowhere to put the dogs. What we can do to prevent closure is to scale down operations. So if this persists, we may just have to rescue less, and we just cannot give so much medical care to the dogs in need in order to keep the organization alive.
There are over 100 NGOs in Singapore, each facing a similar challenge to HCSA and SOSD. Even with government support, some of them might not make it out of this without external assistance. So consider sending some help their way if you have the means.
What we need the most, because they can't provide manpower, is of course to help with donations. They can go to our website www.sosd.org.sg/donation. Another way that people can help, of course, is to keep the cause alive. Our social media platforms are still very active, so if people can, of course, like the post and share the post, that will keep people aware of the situation. And also when the situation gets better, then it will help to facilitate people moving back to volunteer.
Of course, they can go to our website. We have hcsa.org.sg. There's a website that they can donate. They can go to HCSA Community Services Facebook. That's where we have a different campaign that we put up there. And we are also connected to giving.sg. We have different kits that people can donate, like for example, $100 for helping ex-offenders in terms of their living, those who lost their job. We can have another kits that can donate for the single parents and support them in grocery and so on.